Okay, we are starting on page 5 of the new packet. Homework tonight is pages 5 and 6 only with this new concept of linear pair. And technically, we were supposed to hear about linear pairs in Math 1, so I'm hoping it's not a brand new concept. A linear pair is formed when they are on, it's two angles on the same line, when the two angles are adjacent or right next to each other, and when the two angles add up to 180. So looking at this first example of a linear pair, angle A and angle B, what do you think angle A is and what do you think angle B is? Well, I think angle B is a really small number like 30 or 45. You can pick any number there. And then that would make this the difference between 180 and 30. So 180 minus 30, that would leave A as an angle of 150 degrees. You see how those add up to 180? Okay, we'll look at this next one, see how this looks even smaller, like maybe that's a 20. So on the other side, that would make that 160. You got it, because 180 minus 20, that gives us the 160. How about this last one? What does it look like to you? You got it. That one looks like it's straight up a 90-degree angle. So we say that linear pairs are supplementary because by definition, supplementary means they add up to 180. Okay, next it shows you two real-life examples of maybe seeing a linear pair right here and right here, like the books on the shelf. And then it asks you to draw two diagrams of real-life linear pair. So I don't know, maybe we could do streets, like picture your car that drives on this street, and then there's a street that's going like that. There's one example of a linear pair. And then, I don't know, maybe like a ladder leaning up against a house or something like that. Where that ladder is coming out of the ground. I don't know, something like that. But you could either use my examples or come up with your own examples of real life linear pairs. Okay, that's it on page 5. Now we're on page 6, the go. Find the measure of the missing angle. So notice that this is 60 and it's asking for a question mark on the other side. So you're just going to grab a calculator and do 180 minus 60. You got it. It's just 120. Over here, we've got a 35. So 180 minus 35. Grab your calculator, please. Don't try to do these in your head when you have a tool if you're not good at doing those quick subtractions. Okay, how'd you do? Did you get 145? Notice I'm using units of degrees in my answer. If this number 8 has a 90 there, well, isn't 180 minus 90 just 90? Good. 155. Oh, that just leaves a little tiny 25-degree error. Linear pairs can be defined as supplementary angles because they always add up to 180. Are all supplementary angles linear pairs? Explain your answer. So for me to support my answer of no, I just have to give some counter examples. So for example, if I drew an X and a Y axis, and I know that those form little 90 degrees, right? So if this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees, don't those two angles add up to 180? Well, those two angles are vertical from each other. They are not adjacent. These are not a linear pair, but they are a supplementary. So this is showing an example of a supplementary pair of angles that are not a linear pair. Another example would be if I just have these like random floating angles out here. where one is 60 and one is 30. Those two angles are not touching at all, but they definitely add up to 90. So those are supplementary, not a linear pair. These are supplementary, not a linear pair. So we have two options here as counter examples. So no, all supplementary angles are not linear pairs. Okay, last but not least, measure of angle ABC equals 72 degrees. Make B your vertex. So you're over here, and by the way, I have this little cool shapes thing I can use over here. I'm going to use the same color. Okay, so I'm going to draw an angle of 72 degrees. And I think it's going to be about that many degrees. So the 72 degrees is going to go on this side, and they want us to call it measure of angle ABC. So A, B, C is 72 degrees. And then I'd like you to find the supplementary angle to that. So do the 180 minus 72. I'm grabbing my calculator. And that gives us 108. So label each angle with its measure. Okay, we did. Next is measure of angle GHK. So I'm going to go grab my little tool that makes the line 113 degrees. G H K is 113 degrees. And then what would the other side be? 113 minus 180 is 67 degrees on the other side. Okay, next one. Measure of angle XYZ is equal to 24. X, Y, Z. That's equal to 24. And 180 minus 24. So the other side is going to be 156. Do you see how I'm drawing these skinnier or bigger based on the sizes? Okay, 168. Dang, that's a big angle. And so that's only 12. So I'm going to make this one really skinny. Like boop. And so this guy is 12 degrees, and that's the measure of angle JMS. JMS. And so on the other side is our 160. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Calm down. JMS is the 168 angle. Okay, let me make sure I did the other one right. XYZ was the 24, good. And GHK was the 113, and ABC was the 72. Okay, good. So that's it. We're just having this general concept of linear pair being supplementary and how you have to subtract it from 180. How'd you do?